I want to extend my sincere condolences to the victims, their families, and loved ones, and to everyone who has been impacted by this senseless, heartbreaking act of violence. This is the darkest day in our city's history. Last night, as thousands of members of Vancouver's Filipino community gathered for an important cultural celebration, the actions of a single person shattered our collective sense of safety. It is impossible to overstate how many lives have been impacted forever by this lone individual. There are many unanswered questions about why this horrific crime happened, the motive of the person who did it, and whether anything could have been done to prevent it. There are many things we still don't know, but we are working hard to get all of the answers. Here's what I'm able to share with you this morning. Shortly after 8 last night, Saturday, April 26th, a man driving a black Audi SUV drove into a large crowd of people at the Lapu-Lapu Street Festival in South Vancouver. This festival, which is a celebration of Filipino community and culture, had been taking place all day in and around the grounds of a school located at 41st and Fraser Street. It was expected that tens of thousands of people would attend throughout the day. Although it was scheduled to wrap up at 8 p.m., there were still many people in the area when the incident occurred. The vehicle that struck festival goers approached the festival area from the west on East 43rd Avenue. It entered a small crowd enclosed area and drove through the crowd. There were hundreds of festival goers still on the street, and multiple people were struck by the vehicle. There are now 11 confirmed fatalities. We believe dozens more are injured, some seriously, and the number of dead could rise in the coming days or weeks. The most critically injured were transported by ambulance to 9 different hospitals throughout Metro Vancouver, and we want to extend our profound gratitude to all of the medical professionals who have worked throughout the night to care for the victims. The driver of the vehicle was the lone occupant, and he was arrested at the crime scene by members of the Vancouver Police Department after bystanders and witnesses intervened to detain him. He remains in custody. While I'm not prepared to speak about the potential motive, I can now say with confidence that the evidence in this case does not lead us to believe this was an act of terrorism. I can also tell you that the person we have in custody does have a significant history of interactions with police and healthcare professionals related to mental health. I am unable to publicly identify the person who is in custody because charges have not yet been laid. Homicide investigators are currently presenting evidence to Crown Counsel, which is the independent authority in British Columbia to lay criminal charges. We will provide additional information once the charge approval process is complete. More than 100 Vancouver police officers are currently working on this case. They have been providing comfort to the injured, interviewing eyewitnesses, and collecting key pieces of evidence from throughout the crime scene. We will continue to dedicate every available resource at our disposal to complete this investigation and to support the community as it grieves. It is hard to make sense of something so senseless, and I know there are questions about whether this tragedy could have been prevented. The Vancouver Police Department worked with the City of Vancouver to conduct a risk assessment prior to the Lapu-Lapu Festival. The majority of activities associated with the festival were taking place on the grounds of a high school, which is not directly accessible via public roadway.